Welcome, Monday Q&A. We are into a beginning of the week. Beginning of another week is August. Winter is about finishing. So I always say winter is a time where the gyms actually get busier because a lot of the cardio people can't run outside anymore and not going to the gym. So where people say fitness is seasonal, I think it isn't. I think it's pretty busy all year round and we just keep rocking and rolling. And on that point, people's businesses should start flourishing. We get more people this time as it's getting warmer as well. So we should start seeing numbers go up. On that, if people's numbers aren't going up, especially, put your hand up if you have any questions about anything, guys, anything to do with your business, anything, why you're not where you want to be. Let us know if you are where you want to be. Put your hand up. Let us know, because keep in mind, if there's no questions on here, if no one wants to know anything, then we guess that your businesses are exactly where you want it to be. You're doing multiple six figures, you leverage, you got your time back. You should be happy days. See, Ray's smiling. She knows, that people don't have their hands up, then there's no questions. Thomas, you got your hand up. Straight into it. Let's go.
Hello, I had a few questions about tax.
Tax. Cool, love tax.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. Because I'm pretty new because I've only started PT in my own business this year. But when you work for someone, they do it for you. And I remember we had a webinar with Simon a while ago where he was talking about investment properties and everything.
Yes.
And he said that if you're making under $1,000 a week, don't even worry about tax. And I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. It means I don't have to worry about it. But now, for the last month or so, I've been making more than $1,000 a week. So I'm like, oh, now I should probably start worrying about it. But
yeah,
but I don't know what to worry about. I haven't been saving my receipts and all of that stuff. So what do you recommend? How do I start?
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. So, welcome, Brooke. Yeah, so good question. I'm sure a lot of people here might be in the same boat, working out tax time, everything like that. Does put your hands up if you're not sure about tax, and if you don't have an accountant, or you just if you're not really up to it, B's in the same spot. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna guess some of Frankie's hand up. Yeah, I'm gonna guess some of the younger people don't really worry about it. But that's absolutely fine. Yeah, it's a good question. So Thomas has asked how the hell to start doing tax and get your head around that. It's a good question. Right, I've got 3 years to do. Nice. Essentially, so when it comes to tax, obviously everyone loves tax time. Not really. When you start working for yourself and doing that stuff, you tend to hate tax time, especially the more money that you make. Now, we could make this like a big, got Simon's account. Yeah, Ray's got Simon's account. So we can make this a big rabbit hole. I can keep going down. This could be a whole webinar in itself. I think it has been a few times now in the past where we've spoken. We've done 2 or 3 webinars, which is all tax, just all to do with that kind of time of the year. Morning, Sav. Welcome. So, but essentially, my man, so you haven't done any tax returns at all yet? Nah, never. Not even your yearly one when you were an employee?
No, I mean, I did do that, and I got $2,000 back last year, which was great.
Cool.
But I know I'm not going to get anything back this year, or if I have, if I don't already have to pay stuff as well,
It depends on what level your business is at and just how good your accountants are and your bookkeepers and just how much you claim. My lifestyle, I'm a minimalist. You might meet some people that are minimalists, but I mean by that, spend next to nothing on themselves. That's me. I spent heaps of money just through the business, but I live in the gym, so I can get away with it. So I don't actually have to pay a tremendous amount through tax time because it's just everything's through the business. Bang, 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 fuel, everything. The only thing and then we actually use my wife's pay for a lot of the personal stuff. So I don't have to spend too much stuff on myself. But anyway, when doing tax, essentially, we do have an accountant you can use through school as well. We do give you that. If you want to start getting into it, Simon's accountant. Ray just commented saying she uses Simon's accountant. Ray, if you want, Thomas, Ray, if you can come off mute and just explain the process you went through and how you got about your tax, because other people that also are unsure might take some 2 cents from it.
All I've done is contacted Simon's accountant and we've gone back and forth. So that's where I'm at. I haven't actually done anything else. I've just got in the past, like business wise, and that's where I'm at. I haven't gone any further.
Yeah. Also, Brooke also uses.
Yeah.
So, well, Brooke, you use, like, Thomas, would you be open to using the Pinnacle? Sorry.
Yeah, I already got his like contact details. He just hasn't messaged me yet, so I was wondering what to do with all that.
Yeah, so pretty much message him. He'll let you know exactly what you're going to do. You've got a good accountant, which obviously this guy is. You don't need receipts. Receipts are very outdated. Really, if they can see up with zero, just chase them up. Yeah, as Rose said, just chase them up. You don't need receipts. You just need to he'll just look at your bank accounts really, and he'll hook it up to likely zero. So businesses these days legally need software to keep accountable of all their incomings and outgoings. It's just how it is. And he'll tee that up for you. It's not a stressful situation. Personally, I have an accountant and a bookkeeper. You don't need a bookkeeper. I just have one. They do some of the work and they just forward all the numbers to the accountant. You don't need one. Pretty sure Simon doesn't have one. But I have a good relationship with the bookkeeper. It's a family friend, so that's how we tee that up. And essentially, all the accountant does is just looks at your numbers, what you've done, and then we'll just automatically just ask you a few questions here and there. When you're starting off, it'll be a bit more like, hey, what's this? What's this? What's that? What's this? Brooke's written. When was Brooke wrote here? When I do my business track, I look at my business bank account and just note down. Yeah, there you go. So Brooke does it a bit more detailed as well. You can do that. So she does it all herself. Brooke, is that the bookkeeping component? You do the bookkeeping then yourself? You can just type like thumbs up or yes in the chat.
Hello.
Hello, Brooke. Go on.
So I think you only need software when you turn into a company. As a sole trader, you just need to be on top of your finances.
There you go.
So I just weekly will look at the money that I've spent, and I just track it in like just any random financial tracker that I found on Google Sheets. And so I just note down, all right, this week I had my Pinnacle come out, I had my rent come out, I spent this much on equipment and that kind of thing.
There you go. So that's why I got a bookkeeper, because I hate doing that stuff. And I just let it build up. Then I got like weeks and months to do it all in one hit. So if you're a sole trader, then you can do it yourself, or you can pay someone else to do it, hence bookkeeper. But I just got a bookkeeper to do it. And now I'm a company. The bookkeeper just leverages out some of the work to the accountant. So that's how that works. Does that make sense, Thomas?
Yeah, is Brooke, is that like just like a budget app as well? Could you do it on a budget app? Because my dad's given me like access to his budget app, so I wonder if I could use that.
I've never used a budget app before. I've actually never heard of one. I kind of just do it all manually with myself. I'm looking into getting Xero to make it a bit more automated, but yeah, once a week I literally, and last financial year I did it even less pedantically. I literally just wrote down expenses in a Google spreadsheet. And I just summed it, I just totaled it at the end of the financial year of how much my expenses were.
There you go. Yeah, essentially.
That's good.
Yeah, essentially, at the end of it, just get in contact with the accountant, Thomas, and they'll start talking to you of what they need and go from there. It can be simple. We just haven't done it before. I used to use, before I got my accountant, I had like a basic accountant. And what I mean by that, he didn't do big companies, or he just did like more family tax return. Oh, I work as an employee. Can you do my tax once a year? Yep, do that. And I just got absolutely ripped through the ringer through tax time being a sole trader. I was paying X amount. I was like, nah, there has to be a better way. And then I changed accountants to a bigger one who actually does do companies. And now, I'm not spending as much. And they say, you can claim this, do this. It's a bit more back and forth. He actually contacts me every now and then to say, hey, do this, do that, and you'll get this. Cool, awesome, thank you. Cost more, but again, you can claim it on tax for the following year when you use your accountant. So, but that's what I pay for. I pay more to the tax man, to the accountant, so I pay less tax time. And I don't pay that much come tax time for my business at the moment. So, but yeah, so that's that. Did that cover you, Thomas? For the most part at the moment? Cool. Awesome stuff. Again, guys, hands up if you have any questions, because you know how this works. And I'm going to repeat it. If I see no hands up, no questions, we can only assume that your business is exactly where you want it to be. You're getting at least 8 to 10 consults in a week. You're selling them all. You're leveraged. You're rocking and rolling. If it's not quite there, if you're a bit unsure about anything, something, I think someone's trying to talk and I keep chatting.
Yeah, me neither.
Sorry,
I'm just driving, so I can't raise my hand.
okay.
My question, so my gym is closing down for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Starting next Thursday, which is fine. We've been given another gym where we can PT out of, but I do lose all of my class income for that time. I've been talking with Simon, and like I'm probably just going to take the loss of income for a bit and take a little bit of a break. But I think I'm going to lose my mind with so many hours becoming available in my day. So I'm just wondering are there any ideas of productive things that I could do to potentially set me up for more leverage later on, or just put me in a better position when I get back from PTing? Because my school's pretty good. I think my systems are much better now. But I think I'm going to lose my mind if I don't do something.
Yep. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. First thing I would do is you could amp up your social media accounts. I would set myself a target of doing X amount of stories, X amount of posts a day. How much social media posting or advertising in that regard do you do, Brooke?
I do 4 reels or posts a week on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah.
In my Facebook group, I do 3 posts a week, and then I post on my stories every day.
Cool. Amp it up. Other than this, maybe do 2 stories a day, double up everything else is one thing you could do. Of course, that doesn't cover all the time that you would have. How much more extra time do you have? Because it's classes you're missing out and that's it.
So classes take up half my time. So I get about 12, 13 hours back.
Cool. Yeah. So, just trying to think what I do. No, you in your other gym, actually. So you've got full access to this other new location, yeah?
No, just for 2 weeks, and we don't get any access to their members. It's just so we can keep training our clients.
Oh, okay. So you're not allowed to, but you can walk around that gym and talk to people, yeah?
Yeah, but it's the same owner, and I reckon he'd be real shitty if I take the leads from the PTs that are already in there. And I don't want to mess with that relationship.
Yeah, that's fair. What ideas might other people have in here to help Brooke busy up her time? Because obviously she's got extra time. She's got about 13 hours extra a week. She's going to double up. She can double up on her social media, and she wants to keep her system. So school's up to date, and she doesn't have really access to a gym in that time. So essentially you'll be kind of at home, won't you, Brooke?
Yeah, pretty much. The extra hours will be spent mostly at home because I don't have access to my gym to walk the floor or say hi to people or market or anything like that.
I've got one, actually. Does anyone else have any ideas before I go with mine? See the family, Thomas. Yeah, you can see the family, catch up with people.
My entire family does my classes. I see them 6 times a week. We're very close. No, I love it. I love my family. They're fantastic.
Yeah. One thing you could do, actually, what I would do, is look at local businesses and start generating some relationships.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Sorry, my phone keeps putting me on mute. Yeah, is there a strategy in school? What's the strategy called in school?
Absolutely. So what you can do. When does this start? When was it? Next week? Was it, Brooke? Was it now?
Next Thursday, when is when the gym closes, and then it's 2.5 weeks before the new gym opens. And we're expected a massive influx of new members then.
Sure.
So I'm going to get a lot of leads, and then also that is when my group fitness trainer that I'm hiring is expected to come on board, but they'll only free up about 3 hours of time.
Yeah. Okay.
So
It's all happening.
yeah, there's a lot going on.
Cool. You got 2 weeks to prep for it, essentially.
I can't hear you. Is it just my sound that's really quiet?
You got two. I said you got 2 weeks to prepare for it. Then the big opening day.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what's going on with my sound. I can barely hear you.
Just you, B. You do sound clearer on my end. Did you change anything from your phone?
I unplugged it from my car. I got home.
That could be it. Because you do sound clearer on my end.
That's good.
Sometimes my iPhone goes really quiet randomly, and I'm not sure why. Even the volume's up high, so I just yell at it to see if that fixes it. It doesn't. Anyway,
I can hear you enough. It's just really quiet.
No, the strategy. Go to marketing and lead generation in your own time. Have a look at lead boxes and local business partnerships.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I can do that.
Get your head around it. It's a big one. I ran this one without talking about it. I ran this one. One of my locations was like in a bustling area, Port Adelaide in Adelaide, of course. And I had, I think, maybe like 6 businesses around, and I just thumped this strategy and I made it work really, really well. Yeah, have a look at it. Get your head around.
Yeah,
that.
cool.
I'd get busy with that because especially now.
Yeah, well, I'm in a shopping center, so there's plenty of businesses there.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks. You can thump this. Look up some local businesses and develop. Oh, what you can do actually, once you've watched the video, message me because I actually have a written template that I would use to send to businesses once I visited their shop, and it just helped get the relationship going as well, and just opened it up for me to meet with the manager.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Watch the video and then message me. Say, Nathan, can you send me through the template for local business partnerships? Yeah, they'll keep you busy for 2 weeks. Or there'll be really good timing as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Easy. No worries.
Bye.
Easy. See you, Brooke. Awesome stuff. Cool. Again, we've still got some people here. Sebi's always driving now. I don't think I barely ever see Sebi sitting down. He's always driving, looking for gyms. You've got a gym, Seb?
Yeah. The one I was looking at, in the last 2 weeks, they've hired 3 new people between personal trainers and fitness instructors. So basically I said to Simon last week, I'm gonna keep my eye out for another gym, but I'm gonna push my focus just to the gym I'm in now and just build up more clientele and get it ready for a new staff member to come on board.
Yeah.
So
as you should.
Yeah, there's just a bit going on in the area at the moment. I'm just letting it all, I don't know what's going on with gym owners and stuff. So just letting everything settle down with whatever's happening. And I'm just going to focus on the gym I'm in now because we've got good growth happening in there right now.
Sure. Cool. Awesome. Get it done. Get leveraged. Cool. Again, with anyone else, put your hands up if there's any questions at all, guys. Can I see some hands up? Surely you got some questions there. Surely someone's a bit unsure about something, unsure about a strategy. Surely not everyone has 8 to 10. It would be great if everyone did 8 to 10 leads a week coming in, so they know exactly what they got to do. B's got a hand up. Yes, go.
So going back to taxes, I was thinking of using some kind of software that was it was recommended to me to do that, but nothing in particular. I was wondering if anyone has any suggestions. I saw someone mentioned one earlier, but it includes payments as well. I already have a payment system, but I want something a bit more for bookkeeping and taxes, because I actually sort my shit out with that now because I haven't done it.
Yeah. You don't have an accountant, B?
No, I don't have an accountant. I have been really bad with my bookkeeping.
Yeah.
For now it's been okay, but I actually need to sort it out now.
Yep. Same as what we were saying before. Get in contact.
Yeah.
You can get in contact with our accountant. They'll sort everything out for you. But the software most people recommend, you can get on Zero. If you're not a company, you can get on Zero early. It's a paid software, but it does all the tracking for you. And the accountant will ask for it, or the bookkeeper. You don't need a bookkeeper. The accountant will say, hey, if you can get Zero, it just syncs up with your bank accounts and it's just done, divided into everything a lot more autonomously.
Okay.
It's easier. I have it. If it means anything, I don't look at my accounts or anything. The bookkeeper does it, and then they speak to the accountant once a year, and they just say, "Yep, these are your numbers." Bang, bang, bang. Say, "Cool, thank you." It's all tax deductible. It's very simple. In regards to how automated it can be, you don't need to stress about it. Everyone's like, "Oh, taxes. I'm not sure what to do." Blah blah blah. It's easy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay.
Just contact that accountant. You can use them for school because they are versed with all this stuff, with all the PTs, accounting, and they know what to look for. To say, hey, I need an accountant. How can we get this orchestrated? Message them. Wait some days, a week. If you haven't heard from them, just message them again. But that should be fine. Yeah. And then they'll tee up what software to use as well and tell you exactly what to do. Just say, hey, need an accountant. I know next to nothing. I need X amount. Can you help me? They'll be like, yeah, sure. You know, of course they want to help you. They'll ask for everything. You don't need to stress about it. I remember when I first started stressing about taxes, I was looking back, I was like, I don't know what I was stressing for. You can streamline it pretty seamlessly now.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So message them and then you'll go from there.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all right. If it means anything to anyone, when tax time these days, I don't, obviously you pay tax back and they say you owe this amount. I don't pay it in like months. I just let it sit there because in all honesty, and Simon will vouch for this, the accountants, the tax people, the government don't come out after you until you earn an multiple six figures, because that's the big numbers that they're after. Like there's people out there that owe like $50,000-$100,000 that they get taxed every quarter, every year. They're the numbers. They're not worried about people that earn probably less than 300, even less than 200K a year. They don't really sniff their nose at. Your accountant will stress for you. So, hey, you got to pay this, you got to pay this. They'll come after you. You might get a message from the government, but then you just, you leave it to the last minute and then pay them. And then you won't hear from them again. But that's me being me with the tax people, the government. They won't come after you. And that's that. Cool. Anything else, guys? Come on, put your hands up. Someone's got to have questions about anything. I'm just going to come over to people and start asking, how's your business? Where are we at? What strategies are we running? Or are you stuck with anything? How many consults we got? Any questions about anything from anyone? Oh, actually, no. Frankie, did message. Frankie's got a hand up now, though. Go.
Just the same question that I put in the chat. Like I created a Facebook group, but I just don't know what to post in it in between like my socials. Like I just don't know how much I'm stuck on what to actually put in there.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. First thing, have you put anything in there as of late?
I haven't put anything in there. I've just started doing PT now. So cool. I've only got three. I've got 3 clients now. But I try and just sit there and brainstorm, but nothing even comes to my head.
Yep. Awesome.
As to how to provide value or anything like that.
Awesome. I think Brooke might have 2 cents with this. Yeah, she's nodding her head. We had a chat about this, I think, last week. Brooke does, she's got 1,000 groups on the go. Go, Brooke.
Yeah. Pretty much I just came up with a tier strategy. So my regular socials are very testimonial based, very general posts, a bit more motivational posts. And then in my Facebook group, I do very informative posts, and I literally just use ChatGPT to get an idea. I literally typed in ChatGPT. I literally said, give me 52 themes for a Facebook group for health and fitness people, or whatever my niche was. And it gave me 52 weeks worth of different ideas. And then I just create posts based on that. And then my own client community group is for like updates or my very high level information, the more important information. So I just kind of tiered out the information I was providing, where socials was more motivation, testimonials, that kind of thing, information about my coaching. Then, yeah, in my Facebook group, it's a little bit more structured, a little bit better information.
Okay, cool. That helps out a lot, because yeah, my socials are like very informative. So I was struggling to be like, oh, how do I separate it? So yeah, I'll change the way that I do things. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's good to think about what do these clients want the most. Like the ones that are clients in that group, they're already clients. You don't need to sell them too much more unless you want to sell to them like a bigger package. But yeah, so just giving them that extra accountability, extra tips, blah, blah, blah. Exactly as Brooke said as well. So awesome stuff. Cool.
Thank you.
Easy. No worries at all. I like the chat GPT thing as well, Brooke. That's pretty cool. 52 ideas and they give you exactly 52. Well done. Thomas, what's happening, my man?
Hello. I have another question. I need to buy a new iPad, a new iPhone, and I'm thinking about getting a watch as well, like a fitness watch, because I count all my steps on like my phone, but I feel like I have to keep my phone on me all the time to count them. But I was wondering, what do you think would be the first thing I should buy? What's the most important out of that? Because obviously a phone will be better for filming, an iPad will be better for like work, I guess, because I have an iPad, but it just doesn't run anything. It's like I bought it and I realized it was too old, and now it won't run like my training app, won't run Google Drive. Like, yeah, it really annoyed me. And an Apple Watch as well. Like, what do you reckon?
This is a great question because I'm in the exact same situation. My iPad's dying. If I sign some people up with my iPad, it goes from 100% down to 20%. It's about 5-6 years old, so I can't sign up more than 2 people, otherwise it dies. My phone only charges if I've got the charger in a certain spot and I wrap it around really tight, and it's not the chargers because I've tried multiple chargers. And my watch, these are all about 4 or 5 years old now, so they've lasted well past their life. This button doesn't work on my watch, just this one does, so I can't turn it off or on if I want to. So that's good. I have to let it run flat. So good question. In my opinion, they're all kind of dying, but in regards to most important, if I just go off my situation, I'm going to go and get an iPad first, because without my iPad, it's very much hard for me to sign people up.
Yeah, and I need a MacBook as well. I realize that.
All right, add that in there. So my iPad is my work. Where is it? It's here. Yeah, so it's very much, I've had it for about 4, I think it's generation 7. I do use it because I do consults on it. I get people to fill out their forms on it because I use the Apple Pencil as well. And then I get people to sign up with it. Then I do the presentation on it, and then I get people to sign up on it. And it just looks more professional looking at my iPad when I'm with my clients than it does my phone. I don't like looking at my phone. I tell people not to look at their phone when they're working. But iPad, you can get away with that for days because it's more professional. So I would say if your phone's not dying and it's going to survive a bit longer, get your iPad sorted. Then I'd go a phone if you need it. But if your phone's hanging on, then it's a matter of preference, man. Like if you need a MacBook, get a MacBook. because you can make your iPad your work, like everything you do. I guess you can use the MacBook the same anyway, though. We'll come to your question in a bit, Kate, unless people want to respond one-on-one in messages as well. Yeah, unless you can use your MacBook the same, but I carry my iPad everywhere when I'm on the gym floor. I'm like, yep, cool. This. Okay, this is how we're going to do. We're going to sign you on. This is my fitness pal. This is how this works. This is our trainer. He's going to look after you. He's going to do the sessions. Bang, bang, bang. Cool. Rock and roll. If that makes sense. So other people might, I would like to hear other people's opinions. I would say iPad, get that sorted if you use that for work, or if you're going to use your MacBook to sign. What do you use to sign people up now? Probably be a better question. But how?
Well, I use a combination because my iPad can't run. It can't run my Calendly. It also can't run Google Drive, and it also can't run Trainerize or MyFitnessPal. It's a 7th generation iPad Air though.
Oh, mine's a 7th generation, just not an iPad Air. It's just iPad.
Yeah,
runs
well,
all
it says that like it needs iOS 15 or higher, and it won't let me update it.
Because why? Because you got usage. I mean,
too old. No, I got heaps of space.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So what I do is I go through the presentation on the iPad, and then I will sign them up on the laptop, and then I'll go through my MyFitnessPal and Trainerize on my phone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bit of
everything. Yeah.
It actually works all right. Like it's not as not as scattered as you might think, but I would like them all to be on one place to make it more easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, up to you, my man. But I would try and I'd get my iPad sorted because I use that. I can't comment on a MacBook because I just put everything through the iPad, everything. But other people are messaging as well. And then I'd get your phone sorted because I use my phone as the hotspot as well. So if I don't have a phone, I can't use my iPad. And then I get the watch last because the watch isn't a necessity. It works well. Only thing I like about my watch the most is that while I'm training people or doing whatever, I can quickly check my calendar. So I can say, okay, what's the next trainer? How many sessions does my trainer have today? What do I need to do? I need to do this. Cool. All right. And my alarms go off. And I use it to help me sleep because I obviously sleep with my wife and the baby, and I can make the alarm just vibrate on my watch so it doesn't wake anyone else up. But I've seen some other people, B only uses her phone and a laptop, similar to what I do. B's is used to sign people up and create document links, and there you go, in front of her, and use her laptop for the presentation. Yeah. Yes, I do that. I use my iPad for everything, for the presentation, to sign people up, to get them to write everything down. My phone is just a hotspot for the iPad, really, at the end of the day. So that's that, man. You wouldn't, I'd say you don't need to use all of it, but obviously you like your system, so just find out what you need most for your business. If that's your iPad or your AirBook, of your MacBook, get that. Is your phone going to die anytime soon?
It's pretty crap. I think the main thing is I just want to I want better camera quality and storage for reels and social media.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it kind of looks like I'm recording on a potato. You know what I mean?
I always like the shoe analogy. Recording on a shoe. It's a good shoe. Yeah, man. Well, that's a matter of your preference, man. At the end of the day, for you.
You can go on a plan. Does anyone know any good plans for phones? Because I was thinking about when the new 16 comes out, I will get that on a plan, but I don't know anything about plans or if it's a good idea or whatever. But
go. Anyone else have an opinion? Go now. Come off mute and give a chat, because I'm a guy that I just get the phone when I need one. I'm not too fussed about that kind of stuff. Anyone have an opinion?
I would probably do phone, iPad, then Apple Watch. Mainly because my phone I use to post on socials and to film all my content, and it's also really good for the message function in my training app and all that jazz. The iPad is really good and I do use it every day, but I also ran my business for 4 months without an iPad. So for me, it's it's not the biggest necessity. It makes everything so much easier and it makes you look so much more professional and it makes everything so smooth. But if everything was absolutely on the fritz and I just needed to buy everything straight away, I would probably go phone, iPad, laptop, watch. Like watch would be the last thing I'd buy because it's not necessary for my business. Like that's a luxury thing that you're wanting in a sense.
Right. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, Brooke is right. You do need your phone at the base end of the day. Well,
Do you
base
have
end
your
of the day,
phone on
you
a
don't need
plan
any-
though, or do you buy it outright?
Oh, buy it outright. Or
I buy it outright.
yeah, I think there's plans. The plan is to get you hooked in, but then you can upgrade the following year. You end up paying more essentially, but it's whatever suits you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, but again, tax deductible. So just make sure it's on the accounts. Claim it all on tax because you use your phone, use your iPad for work. I claim it all. Big purchases, and it all goes through the accountant, and they write it off. So there's always good stuff there. You can use it all. You can use your phone. That could be a tax cut. Your iPad, all of it. So, yeah, awesome stuff. Frankie, you still got your hand up. I'm just going to guess that's from before.
Yeah, sorry, that was from before. I'll put that down.
That's fine. All good. I think people are messaging on here, just replying to Kate's question. Yeah, I think Kate's got a question asked though, answered. Yeah. Did you want to elaborate on that, Kate, or are you pretty set?
I'm good now, thank you.
Oh, good. Cool. Awesome stuff. Was the other one used to edit documents like onboarding? Oh yeah. I've actually got Microsoft Word. I'm pretty old school on my iPad. I use Microsoft Word for a lot of stuff and all that. Edit all on there, but it's just what I've been using. And only time I really use that is onboarding people. They fill it out. Word is OG. Yeah, very old school. Everyone uses like Google Sheets these days, but I'm pretty old school with that. I only like it because I use Apple Pencil with everyone because that's how people fill out their forms, and they just use Microsoft Word. I have my template and they just go bang, 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 fill it out in front of me. And it's easier than trying to get them to type their answers personally. And that's that. Cool. Questions, guys. We've got a little bit more time. It's the start of the week as well. So, and everyone comes here looking for golden nuggets to get a little bit of help, a little bit of advice. I want to know where everyone's at from people we haven't heard from. Kate's had her question answered. Sav, Fawaz, welcome. How's everything on your end? How's your businesses? Where are we at? Sav's off mute. Go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yeah, everything's going good. I know, look, I need to do the flawless feedback and I've just been putting it in the back burner. Yeah, I've been getting got 4 consults this week from inductions that we run at EMF, so that's really good. But I know that I need to bite the bullet and literally just do the flawless feedback to get more consults.
Cool. Why haven't you done it?
Because I'm scared of rejection.
Yeah, me too.
That's why. I know. It's so stupid. I know that I just need to like literally do the first one and then I'll be on a roll. But I'll walk into I'll start in the female only room because I might score like these are my clients that I really want. And then if I've got headphones on, I just do a circle and I go back out.
Yeah, scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like I was fine doing the when we did the hamper giveaway, totally fine. I went up to people and I didn't really care. But I think because I don't know, it's more long. I don't know. Maybe because I'm saying it's a survey, people will be like, oh no, thanks.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Mind you, this is just you telling you these thoughts as well.
Yeah, literally. I know. It's so stupid. Yeah.
All the time whenever I've done strategies in the past, I'm thinking like that's your mind's first thing. It's like, especially if you've got a little fear around rejection, it's going, oh, what if this person, or oh, these aren't my clients, or nah, those big muscly guys, they don't need any help. Oh, there's only like 2 people that actually might want my help in here, but they're next to all the other people. And then if I ask them, then I have to go do the strategy with those people as well that I know are going to say no. And then it's just like, no, I'm just going to ask no one. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the rinse and repeat cycle you're always going to do. The case messaging, well, I'll try to think about it. Best case, you're talking to your next client. Yeah. Worst case, you talk to a member who's, and yeah, exactly right. So that's what I found. So I can only I'll talk to you from my experience, and it'd be great to hear other people's experience and how they overcome this stuff as well. Because everyone deals with this, Sav, or should I say 90% of people. I always, going back to a bit of personal stuff, back early days, I'm talking like young 20s, teenager Nathan, not family man Nathan. I used to go clubbing, and I used to be amazed at my cousin, who was 2 years younger than me, would go up to like any girl in the club and just chat to her, dance with her. If she said no, he was like, cool, whatever, go to the next one. And I was like, how is he doing this? And then I was just like, it comes down to it, no fear of rejection. He just didn't care. He's like, yep, oh, whatever, move on to the next one, move on to the next one. Where I'm just like, nah, because girl says no, it's so embarrassing, and then I can't talk to anyone. That's what I told myself. That's at the end of the day, it's just my thoughts. At the end of the day, that's what I was telling myself. And now, how that comes into now, it's essentially the same thing with all of us. We all may have some sort of fear of rejection, but with anything, and just like my cousin, once you start getting into the habit of being rejected, like a no at first might be like, oh no, they don't want to be my friend. It starts getting easier and easier to be told no, to be rejected, and then you're like, eventually that big no that you're stressing about becomes such a little thing. You're like, cool, all good, let's move on to the next one. But it's that, unfortunately, the hardest part is just starting that rinse and repeat habit. Brooks messaged as well. Had a client on Gold Head online bodybuilding. He felt like he couldn't push himself on his own. Yeah. Just to make him lift heavy weights and push the extra rep. The coach's program to the T, push him. I always remember him when I'm trying to talk to people. Yeah, exactly right. So there you go, Brooke, just gone up to someone. So at the end of the day, what I would do is, well, yeah, as Kate said first as well, even if they do say no, go in not looking straight for the, just say, hey, how's your workout? How's everything? And half the time you just get a conversation flowing. And then you've learned their name and learned why they are there without asking for PT. And then again, half of those people, when they do want some help, will come to you. And you've generated those relationships, which happens to all of us. It's happened to me multiple times. They might have said no for whatever reason. I'm doing then floor to the floor, flawless feedback. But then later they're like, oh, well, I need some help. I'm going to go to Nathan because he's a nice guy. So you do get that. But then on the other side, what I would do starting off, because I didn't like rejection, is I made it a goal or a game with myself that I wanted to hear no's. Because at first you're like, I don't want to, people saying no is the worst thing ever. But I challenged myself. I would say, okay, I'm not allowed to stop doing the flawless feedback or the whatever strategy, which involves me going up to people and asking for something, until I get 10 no's, until 10 people tell me to no or piss off, no, thank you. That's when I would say, that's when I would stop. That makes sense. It's a little game that I used to play. Now it still can make things a little bit nervous, but at the end of time, whenever someone said no, thank you, I was like in a good mood. Like, oh, cool, I can add a no. Now I'm sooner to having to stop this bastard thing. And then I start. And then once I got to 10, I was like, oh, cool, thank you. Then I could stop. But then I've got like 30, 40 yeses by the time I've got my 10 no's. Brooks message, I had people's wives sign up with me because I've spoken to their husband. There you go. Correct. There you go. So even if you go to someone that might not suit you at all in that present moment, or you're telling yourself that, oh, this person won't want to work with me, you don't know who they're friends with, who they're related to, who may want to work with you. So as Brooke said, she's gone up to obviously guys who, I'm going to guess Brooke probably felt they weren't her ideal client. And then their wives, yeah, she's nodding, have gone, actually said, well, yeah, I might not train with you, but my wife will. Same thing with me. There you go, people are messaging now. So the thing is that this is a big subject for everyone.
Yeah.
With this case, always remember that no one's thinking about it as much as you. Yeah, correct. We forget that most members are actually low-key intimidated by trainers. So at the very least, you'll make them feel more comfortable in the gym. Correct. Yeah. I've actually not thought about it like that because I forget what it's like to not be a PT in the gym. But yeah, when I was a trainer training in the gym, not being a PT, yeah, the PTs at the time were like, oh my God, that's a PT messiah.
Yeah.
They know everything. And then PT comes up to you and chats to you, gives you some advice. It's always nice. And at the end of the day, also remember that, these members don't know what you're doing. They don't know that you're running this strategy to try and get them booked in for a PT to sell them. They don't know that. They just see PT, Sav, coming up, having a chat. Cool. Oh, we're going to run this strategy. Not run the strategy. We're just getting some feedback from everyone so we can hear about if you like the gym. Can you give us some feedback for 5 minutes of your time, if that? Yeah, sure. Why not? Cool. Blah, blah, blah. Awesome. Thank you for your time without going into the strategy. But yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I like actually how you say like the voucher at the end, not at the start.
Yeah. So do what suits you best. What you think works best. When I did it, without going into it too much, yeah, I ran it what suited me, what made me feel most fluid talking to everyone and made it work. And yeah, I signed people out of it as well. But yeah, I still struggle fearing of rejection. But at the end of the day, I know why. And I'll still go out there and do it. And again, as you said before, once you do the first 1 or 2 people, that's it. You just keep going, keep going. I would always make my challenge would be I'd go to the scariest people in the gym first. I'd be like, okay, those 2 muscly guys probably don't want my help. I'm going to go to them first. Because then once you've done the scariest people, everyone else is easy. So, okay, now I'm going to go to that person over there that seems to be struggling that I know only joined last week and looks like she needs some help or he needs some help. Now I'm going to go to that person. No worries, Kate. Well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all deal with that fear to some degree. Sorry, Sav?
Oh, no, that's actually helpful. I think because I was just getting so annoyed at myself that I wasn't doing it. I'm like, I know I need to do it to succeed, but I was just staying in my comfort zone. But it's nice to know, like, obviously other people do struggle well. And flipping the switch to what Kate, I think, was saying, how they're intimidated by me actually approaching them.
Yeah, exactly right. It's like when you see a spider, it's like that thing's scary, but we don't know that thing's actually more scared of us.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's yeah, we all have our own struggles with that kind of obviously fear of rejection, but then realizing we're all in the same boat, and yeah, those people that we're trying to help, exactly right, just as fearful, well, probably more intimidated by us, and then to have us come up to them and say, hey, how are you? See that we're normal people, gets them excited, creates that conversation. And again, if they say no, cool, you've learned their name, you've learned something about them, and maybe giving them a tip, heard about their day, you move on to the next person, you develop their relationship, you never know what's going to come out of it. And again, as other people were saying, and this happened to me as well, you sign people up then and there. Some people will say to you then and there, actually, I've been thinking about a PT. They're the people you're like, cool, awesome, well, this is actually this. And at the end of it, you can go with, actually, this will suit you well because blah, 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 strategy. You get to chat with me as well. Sign them up. So,
how do you usually say, like, with your strategy, how you've run it, when you say about the voucher at the end, how do you put that? Not that I use word for word, but just giving me like an idea of how you sort of position it.
Yep. Generate conversation. Hey, Nathan. They're busy wait until they're after their set. Hey, name's Nathan. You can see you're busy. Awesome set. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. If they don't try and initiate conversation or get it flowing already, some people do. Oh yeah, actually, I'm just doing this, blah, blah, blah. Do that conversation, then I'll go into it. But then if they're not, like, we're just doing a little we're just doing a little questionnaire. Can we just 5 minutes of your time to just give us your feedback about the gym? Sure. Blah, blah, blah. Awesome. I actually have this. Well, I have the sign, if you look at the strategy, that says, oh, we're doing a little, people going around asking, just doing a survey. So they're kind of aware that it's happening as well. So I don't have to explain myself, but then I'll say, cool. And then for your 5 minutes of your time, the voucher, as per the sign that you would have said, you get, to chat up, get to have a conversation with me, or we get to have a session 2 weeks, or, Mind and Body Kickstarter, where we set up your goals, see how we can help you and get you hitting your goals faster. Take some practice, but with anything and these strategies, make it your own. Figure out how you want to say it, where it flows, and it sounds congruent with you. Like if it just doesn't sound right, you're like, oh, I'm saying it, but it just doesn't work for me, change it. As long as you get the message across, but it's your own and it comes from you, then it will work and you'll be able to get it across easier. Like with anything, I don't say, oh, you get a free. Sometimes I won't say to certain strategies, oh, you get a Mind and Body Kickstarter with us. When their time suits you, I'll say, cool, you get a block with me. I'll say you get a week with me where we just have a look at your goals and see what we can do to, by the end of the week, make sure you're hitting them sooner. That's what I say. That's my own thing. And I think that, to me, can sound better with some of the strategies. So that's what I push. And it gets people saying yes to that more often. That makes sense. So
yeah,
as long as you get the message across, just make it your own.
okay, yeah.
You can
Thank
play
you.
around with how you say it, where you mix the words. But yeah, as long as you are appreciating it, and then you're like, yep, okay, this sounds good. I can say this with confidence and get the message across. I'm going to go with that. And then again, first couple of times with it, you might be a bit nervous. You might, oh, stutter, but then practice and it just rolls off the tongue. When I pick up a phone now and people are like, oh, I'm asking about this or that, straight into it. Bang, 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 bang. But again,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Sav, easy. And then I got one from Portia. We've got 5 minutes left, guys. Awesome. Now all the questions are coming through. Do you think it's a good idea to lock in all new clients for 8 weeks when you sign them up? Great question. So now with Pinnacle and everything, now we're doing the 8-week signups. But remember, though, what we do is it's not a 8-week, you're locked in for 8 weeks. It's an 8-week kind of onboarding where it's essentially, we don't like to say you're locked in for 8 weeks, you can't get out. We do this as an 8-week. We like to ask for an 8-week minimum, because usually it takes us at least 2 months or 8 weeks to start setting the habits up and start seeing some movement, because that's what you want people to commit to, because the people that really want change and want improvements should have no issue saying, oh yeah, I'll commit to 8-week minimum. It's the people, and then you can kind of divide the people that are serious from the people that aren't. Because if I was signing up to something, if I knew, oh yeah, I want to do a powerlifting comp in whatever amount of time, strongman comp, bodybuilding, I know it's going to take me probably 4 or 5 months to prep for this. And then the coach said, yeah, well, it's an 8-week minimum. I was like, oh, cool. Sure. I was expecting 3 to be a full 4-month minimum. 8 weeks, no issue. But if I got someone that's a bit flimsy, they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, maybe I'm not sure if I can commit to that. Well, the whole point is you're saying you've never committed to something. Well, that's why you're here talking to a PT, because you've never committed to something. So this is the difference now. If you commit to this, you'll see the results, you'll get the goals, and you're setting up that new habit of, committing, getting the habits going, hitting your goals. That's why now we're starting to do an 8-week minimum with people. Don't try not to say you're locked into 8 weeks. We just say we ask for an 8-week minimum, because that's how we set the habits up, set the goals up, and help you become the person that you want to be, if that makes sense. Personally, I still do the week by week, because I build it off the trust component. But 8 weeks just as good, if not better. Does that make sense, Portia? Does that answer your question, or do you want a little bit more elaboration?
Nah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Awesome. And plus the big benefit of that is you can kind of forecast ahead how your business is going to look financial wise, because if you got people committing to 8 weeks, you can say, okay, well, I should be here for the next 4 to 8 weeks. And that's that. However, if you're always people that aren't super confident selling 8 weeks, starting off, start with 4 weeks, start with 6 weeks. There's people out here that can commit. I think Sav said she does 12 weeks. 12 weeks. I've never. There you go. Sav does 12 weeks. So it's again comes down to your confidence and what you can sell. There's people out there that sell like yearly coaching, but they have the confidence to do that. So it's up to you at the end of the day. And last question, B, we've got 1 minute. Rock and roll. Go.
No, I just wanted to add that I think that if you do a 8-week minimum, it's important to, or anything, but especially if you have a minimum, it's important to have a cancellation period as well of like 2 weeks or something, so that people aren't canceling on you last minute at the end of their 8 weeks, if that is a thing. Have a 2-week minimum, so at least you've got some warning.
Yeah. I think we all do like 2 weeks minimum in our debit. I think most people do that, but yeah, you should do it. Definitely agree. Cool. No, thank you for that. Cool. Well done, guys. I think everyone's dwindled down now that we're summarizing. Awesome turnout today, guys. Thanks for that. I'm sure that's all questions answered. I think everyone chipped in today, which is amazing. Love it. As I took a few people to warm up to start getting their questions out. So thanks for today, guys. Well done. Let's have a great week. Get some growth happening, get some changes, and make it happen. Well done. Rock and roll, as always.